Tonight, for the full hour, our guest, Hollywood's biggest star. You've seen him in films like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer, rather, Punch Drunk Love, and many more. You loved him on Saturday Night Live.
I sure did.
And his double platinum comedy albums, They're All Gonna Laugh at You and What the Hell Happened to Me. With us for the full hour is Adam Sandler. Adam.
Normie boy.
How are you, buddy?
I already like it here. Adam.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
I know. It's almost better to have no response than
That's right. You're right.
But it's sort of like, it reminds me of Tom Snyder. Do you remember him in the old days?
Fantastic.
Yeah, be in the middle of the night. And
Yeah.
small, like, crowd of people, and then a big swirl of smoke around him.
No kidding.
Huh?
You look like a real man, like you.
He was a man's man.
You could take over that spot, buddy.
What spot?
The Snyder spot.
Oh, well, I'd never thought of that.
Don't you think? Don't you think people should get together and demand it? Normie boy, that would be great, though. You'd be the best at that.
It would be fun.
It would bring a whole new light to your guests would be stronger.
Yes.
Reveal more.
More eclectic guests, and then we'd get inside their head more.
You would get a lot of things out of it.
Like we're going to do with you. Didn't you have you put the New York symbol on that?
Well, I was afraid no one was going to see it if it was facing that way.
Oh, man.
I needed to show respect.
You're the king
They're in
of
first
the
place
media.
right now.
I know they are, yes.
It could be going away today.
Who are you a fan of? This is my trusty sidekick, Adam Egan.
Absolutely. I used to be a huge Dodgers fan. I've been so busy. I haven't.
You
been
can't
able to...
get Dodgers games now in Los Angeles.
Well,
it's an odd thing.
Yeah. Can't you pay for it?
Perhaps.
Poor Vince Scully too.
What happened to Vince?
Well, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. Like, it's probably his last year.
I've never heard
Vince.
Yeah, I called him Vince growing
Vin.
up too. Vince Ully, I called him. Vince Ully. And then I found out it was when I met him.
Yeah.
I said, "Yo, what's up, Ully?" He goes.
Did you ever meet? Because one time they forced me to do Marv Albert.
Love that guy.
He's the greatest.
Right, yeah.
And so I'm on the show. I can't say no.
Right,
It was my first year on the show, and he was in a little trouble. And I was forced to do him in an unfunny sketch.
Oh, you had to do him on the show?
Yeah. So I'm doing, first of all, it's a bad impression.
That hurts,
and then
that hurts, yeah.
And then I meet him, and I forgot, you know.
Oh, and he kind of stared you down?
Yeah, well, he was nice, but he had to have seen it.
I hate that.
Yeah, has that ever happened to you? You've never really taken on it.
When I was on SNL, I would do people, and I didn't even know I was hurting their feelings because I was too young, and I didn't really get it.
Yeah.
I remember I did David Brenner, and I did David Brenner, and I sat next to him at a Knicks game, and I was like, and I love David Brenner.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there, and he was like, yeah, how's it going? I was like, what's happening? He doesn't like, no, and then somebody told me. But
he's passed away now, so you can do him.
No, no, you know what? He was cool. He came and saw me at the comic strip and gave me advice.
Really?
I was friends with his buddy managed me, and he brought David Brenner in to see me at the strip, and he told me to stop cursing so much.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody told me to stop cursing. Who told you to stop cursing when you first started?
I was super clean when I started.
You were cleaner.
Yeah, I was very clean. Yeah.
You were solid.
I got dirtier later. But
it's
you know,
true.
Fred Stoller told me he got advice from Rodney. And Rodney said, "Kid, you're taking too many liberties, okay?" And the idea was he was pausing too much. He's like, "Get to the fucking joke. You're taking too many liberties."
Funny, man. Rodney told me, he goes, "Hey, man, don't tell people you're a Jew. Don't do that. I can't believe you did that." I was like, well, it's too late now, Roddy. But I swear to God, the Marv Albert thing I remember the most on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember how during the show, in the daytime, they would show the feed? And one time they had the feed on a Knicks game. Yeah. And Marv Albert, they go to commercial. And Marv Albert, I hear talking, I don't know who he was with, but somebody kept going, "What time's your flight?" And it's still going. He goes, 7:20, I believe. What a game, though. And he's babbling about the game. He's going, "This is tighter than I thought it would be." And the other guy goes, "Yeah, did they put you at what hotel is that?" And he's like, "Well, I believe, Holiday Inn. But I'll tell you what, I did not think," and he's just discussing the game. The other guy was so like, "I don't care about the game," and Marv Albert couldn't stop.
Who would have believed Johnson would be a factor?
Exactly. It was beautiful.
That's pretty incredible. That's pretty great for him, though, huh?
Yeah, he's a true fan.
So he's a fan. And when he got unfortunately taken out of the thing, it was a blow because sometimes they'll show clips of Jordan. And it'll be Marv Albert's voice the whole time.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
Just, it
he was
just went
everything.
with basketball.
His son's good too.
No, I didn't know his son.
Yeah, Marv Albert's kid.
Not Kenny Albert.
Yeah.
Is it Kenny Albert?
Yeah, you want to do him too and hurt his feelings?
No, I never.
You're
I don't like hurting people's feelings. You told me that.
No, we
You said don't hurt people's feelings.
Yeah, I said quit
When
it.
when I did the news, because sometimes you forget that a person is a person.
Spade.
Yeah.
Spade and Smigel don't realize they're hurting people's feelings. They're like, I was at dinner and he came at me really aggressive. I was like, well, don't you remember?
Yeah.
All that sick thing.
Now Spade, it's famous that a famous story that
Eddie.
Eddie won't do the show because of Spade.
He says,
He won't host the show.
yeah, is he? I bet he let it go by now. But yeah.
Well, why won't you host the show?
Why should I?
Huh?
How good? I don't know how good it would be. I'm slow now.
Well, it never looks good for the host.
There are guys who love doing it.
Yeah.
Who are great at doing it. I just don't know how good I'd be doing it, and I did what I could do on that show.
He says.
I could never understand. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I just pointed at you.
I could never understand. I thought you were going to say something else. I'm paid very little for this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm curious. Why did you got fired? It doesn't
Something
make
like
any
that,
sense
right?
to me.
So
You never know.
you
You
did too,
never
right?
know at SNL.
I don't know
with
what
me, it
happened.
was clear that I was fired. But
They had to fire you. Or
But
something
usually, like, people didn't quite know.
we didn't know. It was me and Farley.
You
We
and
didn't-
Farley. Isn't that
It was in
amazing?
'95. Like you guys were.
Well, he remembers it as the golden age, but I was there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody fucking hated
They
it.
were yelling about the ratings all the time, yelling
Yeah.
how bad we were. And,
All my favorite sketches were from that era.
What was your favorite sketch?
My favorite sketch of all time you were actually in was the the Mr. Belvedere fan club. The great.
Oh, yeah,
Fred
that was
Wolf,
good.
yes,
Fred Wolf.
Fred
Wolf wrote that.
that was a good one.
And
Yeah.
and the other one you were also in, I always loved Sabra Price is Right, and both Tom Hanks, which is actually
that was old Smigel wrote that one.
yeah, those were my.
You were talking about.
Hey, that was my first skit ever.
Oh, the
Sabras.
yeah, Mr. Belvedere.
No, Sabra.
Sabra, Price is Right.
Oh.
This
Not
is
the
your
Price is
greatest instrument. This right here. I just keep trying to tell him. I'd yell it so that he'll try. You know.
He's got a you have a Farley-esque kind of feel to you.
You mean
Like a
the
sweetness.
Chris Farley show?
Maybe
Kevin
like more like
Farley?
yeah,
Yeah,
Johnny, more like Johnny Farley. Am I right, though? A little bit. Like,
You know, have the Johnny Farley.
Johnny
But
Farley.
you mentioned earlier that you thought the movie was a little bit of Sabra Price.
Yeah,
Is
so
I always saw,
for sure.
yeah, I definitely saw that. A lot of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Loved it.
Thanks, buddy.
Your
Yeah.
favorite Adam Sandler film?
Billy Madison.
Film.
Yeah, Billy. Billy Madison
Billy
was
Madison.
my favorite.
How
for
did you
sure.
know that he was going to say that?
Well, I know another guy who was in it. Old Mark Beltzman.
And Larry Hankin.
Schlock!
Now, Larry Hankin said it was no raging bull.
He didn't agree with the script. No, not 100%. But Normie Boy, do you remember falling asleep in the middle of that shot?
Yes, I do. Because they threw a
take-
bunch of ice on me.
They had to wake you, yeah.
Yeah, because
We
they
do the same
get
thing on this
freaked out
podcast.
if someone dies on a movie set.
Yeah.
So they tossed a bunch of ice on my face. But the problem was, I was supposed to be drunk, and I didn't want to come
Oh,
off.
yeah,
I
that's
didn't want to
right.
come off like Foster Brooks.
Oh, right, so you played it past
So I
out.
just drank and drank and drank, and I'm very low tolerance for alcohol,
And it was sunny.
and it was super hot. But you know, I didn't want to come out like.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to be like, Bill, Mr. Madison. Remember Foster Brooks?
Yeah, the best.
He was great because he was on those roasts. But Dean Martin was the host, a huge drunk.
Yeah. He kept saying, you're stepping on me. Tone it down, Dean.
right.
Yeah.
And Dean Martin go, our next guest. One time they had Mickey Mantle. He goes, our next guest, Mickey Mantle, wasn't always in the big leagues, as a matter of fact. And he would just like dribble off, you know. He'd go, our next, not always in the big leagues. Minor, ladies and gentlemen, umpire Foster Brooks. And then he'd come out with a thing. But I saw him one time, he completely bailed on a joke. He said,
Foster Brooks? Oh, Dino.
Dino.
Yeah.
He said, our next guest, it was Sammy was the next guest. He goes, our next guest, I don't want to say he has a lot of gold, jewelry, but when it's time, Mr. Sammy Davis. Well, we were speaking earlier, Adam, about your incredible Bill Cosby impression on Saturday Night Live. I was speaking with Steve, right? Wasn't it you?
Yeah, Stevie. That was Smigel wrote it though. I can't take credit for it. He told me to do it like that.
He did?
Yeah.
And you never heard from him. But the idea, what was the idea?
It was just the cars not talking,
saying
any word, just all rhythm and
how would that go? Like flazoom. What was
something like that. But it was all I was doing Smiggy, baby. I knew the cars though. I was on the Cosby Show.
Somebody do you know that? I knew it. I had never seen it, but somebody told me that you booked it while you were in college. Is that possible?
NYU boy.
You were in college?
Your brother was my teacher when it happened. And
Steve O'Donnell, the remarkable writer from Late Night with David Letterman.
Genius man.
And his brother, a brilliant,
fellow genius.
Brilliant playwright.
You were the only guy in the class that was of interest.
Yes.
He was the best of me. And he came and helped me with my stand-up.
He's not telling you this.
Too.
He said, you were a little coarse.
I was coarse. He gave me the same advice David Brenner gave me. Stop cursing so much. Yeah. He'd say, I think you could say that a little subtler.
A little subtler. So you never heard back from Cosby?
I don't think so. I saw the Cos. No, the Cos was nice to me, honestly. And I played basketball with the Cos' son, Ennis, who, by the way, could slam. Was great.
Really?
Yeah. He was a great kid.
I thought, well, he played basketball too, Bill Cosby.
The Cos is an athlete.
Big, strong.
He can knock you out. Want to hear a funny one on the Cos?
Yes.
Yes. So I see the Cos I was shooting Big Daddy with Buscemi.
Yeah.
We're on a street corner, and we're on West 4th Street. Cos pulls up in a Cadillac kind of. He's in the front seat of I forget what it was, just a truck, little Cadillac truck. He's in the front seat and he looks at the camera crew shooting. He has about a 12-inch cigar going, and he goes. And he does the roll, and we were all like, yeah, the Cos is doing the roll. And the light was about a minute and a half long, and he kept going. The whole time, and everybody was on the floor. Buscemi, we're all falling over. He just kept it going. And finally,
Didn't you tell me a story once about when you were on the set, Milton Berle visited the set?
I was in a movie that Milton Berle was in.
Oh, he was in a movie? He performed in the film?
He was in my first movie ever. Was originally called The Unsinkable Shecky Moskowitz.
He was.
And then they call it Babes Ahoy now.
And he was the ghost?
Like
he just showed up.
He's like I'm not sure. I think he's a ghost. That he was giving me advice how to be a good comedian.
Yeah.
And he had a huge hog on.
He also
What?
Huge hog.
He did.
Milty, everybody knew that.
I know, but he showed it to you?
It tinkered out, and it gave it a little fall. It fell out.
There's always little stories. Now there's lots of stories about it seem almost the same story about a guy who'll have his robe on and
Rodney.
And Rodney, did that ever happen to you with Rodney? You know Rodney.
I think I saw Rodney's
anybody?
testicles. Yeah. Everybody, a lot of comedians. Yeah. He used to come down to Catch a Rising Star, and I didn't see him there, but I think I saw him after a Vegas show. Spread eagle bathroom. He went spread eagle and gave us the Rodney.
The only guy I ever saw was the golfer John Daly.
You saw him naked?
No, not naked, but he came back and I was talking to him. This was a couple of years after he won, and this was before Tiger. He was.
Yeah, he was the
big guy.
Great man too. I played with him.
You did?
Yeah.
You played golf with him?
Me and Daly. He taught me how to hit a little longer.
Wow.
Yeah. Rip it. What is it? Grip it and rip.
Grip it and rip it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would. I followed him on the whole. Quite him a little bit. Followed him at Riviera playing and throw the cigarette down, hit it, pick up the cigarette.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But he came backstage to the House of Blues where I was playing, and he's like, "Hey, Norm, I understand you like me," or something like that. I said, "Oh yeah, the greatest." And he said, "Yes, it's true." And then he pulled out his card. I didn't know what he was talking about. He says, "It's true," as if I knew that.
You heard.
And then it was the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
It looked like it had its own liver. I'm sorry.
The way he drinks, I would hope he has it.
Did you have a question? I thought you had a question for Adam.
Yeah, I've been dying to know. Where do you get your ideas from? Norm.
Oh, yeah, you're going to
asked
do it.
that.
That's a good one.
No, I really.